Good morning, guys. So we are back in the shop, doing shop stuff, cutting holes in the Camaro, wiring up the 240. We got stuff to do today. Let's get to it. First step is I need a haircut. That is definitely first step. It's like an afro and it's kind of starting to really get bushy. Yeah, so probably wear a hat a little bit more. Let's see, let's grab a hat here. There we go. I already look at least 5% better. So first step is to cut the hole in the Camaro hood. I'm gonna turn this guy up and we can see where it'll fall here. I'll probably have to cut some of this webbing a little more. You can see I've cut this chunk out for that originally, and then I cut that out for when the LS was in there, but it probably wouldn't have cleared with the 2J anyways. So yeah, some cuts. It's getting lighter every cut I make. So I'm gonna first turn this, and then we'll see where it sits. There it is. Nice little hole in the hood. It's a little rough around the edges. I'm gonna grab some sandpaper and just clean it out. You guys got to see the whole process of how I did it. So let me kind of just walk you through what I did. So I put some tape here, and then I just kind of measured 4 corners in, put the measurements, and then measured right into here, put dots, drew my circle. Nice and easy, boom, boom, real simple. I probably should flush cut this pipe, but honestly, I kind of like it. And I can always flush cut it later, similar to my my intake and exhaust pipes like that. There's a common theme here, but that should help a lot with IATs. It'll just be able to suck in all the fresh air. We'll get ram air going down the track. I mean, think about 150 plus mile an hour air going directly into the turbo. Man, I'm really pumped about that though. That was nice and simple. It should be extremely effective. There it is. Look at that. Freaking cold air intake now. I'm gonna need to get like a football to keep in here now. So that is one project checked off the list. Hopefully that helps with our IATs a little bit. I can't imagine it not. I mean, the turbo is gonna get fresh air and ram air in. Should help a lot. Next step is 240 wiring. So here is some of the stuff I got for wiring. Just came in the other day. I got these bolts to put in my water pump, just some fresh ones because the ones that are in there are pretty shot looking. I got this box of old wiring stuff that was on the Camaro before, I mean, you can call it like rendition 3 now, I guess. This stuff has to be all wired up. Instead of a push off kill switch, I got this like drift style almost. Maybe I'll just put it like up over here or something, kind of like that. That's what seems like what the slidey boys do. Something, I'll figure something out for this. All right, let's get to wiring the 240 now. All right guys, so first step is to basically draw out a diagram. I'm just kind of rough draw here of what is needed. I'm listing everything that I have, drawing out the diagram, so that once I transfer it over onto real life here, it'll be nice and simple. There shouldn't be too much. It's not anything crazy, so should be perfect. That's pretty much the gist of it. Draw it out first and then start running wires so that you don't get, you know, 10 wires ran and you're like, oh, I need 3 more, and then have to just throw them over top, and it just starts to become a mess. I'm sure I'll add things as we go, but that's different. After kind of just sitting back and thinking about it for a while, I was like, you know, I'm gonna flush cut it. I think it'll look a lot better. It does look better. It's just all pretty rough though. I want to reshape this circle a little bit, get some more tape on here and kind of fix it, because there's a couple spots where the gap is a little different, but I'm not really too concerned about it because this is not its forever hood. If I were to guess, at some point I am going to say, yes, I do want to take probably 50 pounds off the nose of it with just a fiberglass hood that I can get for a couple $100 for this car. But I'm not quite ready yet because I really love the factory hood release and not having a bunch of Zeus fasteners holding my hood on, because I open it a lot. Also, tough break, freaking that tape, literally blue painter's tape, took my clear coat off. Kidding me? You serious? It's like, this is not what it's supposed to do. So just tighten that down and it looks a lot better. I'll be honest. I'll agree with you guys. It does look better. I'm sure everybody's gonna say it looks better. I have all my diagram drawn out for the wiring. I'm gonna stay a safe distance so you guys don't copy my homework. And then I can start finally making something of this bird's nest here. It looks like a mess. All right, let's show you guys some of the wiring here. So now things are actually ran into their places. This is a power distribution block. All the power will come into here from the battery. Then there will be a guy like this right after. Then there will be this thing right after, like right here. So power will come into there. You turn that on. Then you have this. This will turn on with a switch. So this is like a starter relay. So it's like built for a lot of power, a lot of amps. Then all that power will go right into this guy. And this will be basically everything. So once you click your main switch on in there, your ignition switch, everything will turn on. The power steering will turn on, the dash will turn on, the ECU will turn on, all that stuff will turn on with the main ignition. Right here we have our solid state relays. These are for the fans. This is power in for them. Then you just give them a trigger wire from the ECU right into here. Really simple. Those are really cool. Have not even had to use these yet because these are going to be for like the lights and stuff. But they do go to ground, and then once I do pick my lights, those will be for there. Yeah, it's all starting to look really nice. And then the dashboard will hide everything. I didn't use loom for all this stuff because honestly I've started to use less and less loom on interior stuff like this, because when you hide it all, it doesn't matter, and it makes it a lot easier to get to wires if there's a problem, or if you need to change and add stuff, which on this car I probably will change and add stuff pretty frequently. So no loom, just the wires bare like that. If you zip tie everything up enough, it shouldn't rub through anywhere though. So time to mount the switch panel. I'll probably put the dash in, see where everything lays, but then I want to mount the switches, get the switches all wired up so that we can really start to finish up this wiring. So I'm gonna get to that next. I really like how this is coming out though. It's all starting to look really nice. Got the ground right here. I gotta make a ground strap that goes right to the chassis for that, so that we have a nice, adequate, clean ground for everything. Power will be right from the battery, so that'll be nice and easy. The ECU main power actually already runs to the back to the battery, because you have to give the ECU a very clean power, but then it has key on 12 volts, so the 12 volt goes right to here. Here's another shot of how the wiring's starting to look. Definitely happy with it. Kind of last minute decision change here. I decided not to use this switch panel. I've had it for a while, and I used it in the Camaro when I first put the Camaro together, and it was all right. It just wasn't anything really too nice. It has a ton of wiring and like a ton of unnecessary wires, and it's kind of just clunky, terrible. So I decided that instead of mounting it to the dash like you would have assumed, I'm going to get the same switch panel that the Camaro has. It's got these switches up here, this arc panel, which is really nice. It keeps it out of the way. Got a foam football to keep in here so that when we're trailering it and stuff, it can just stay right in there, not catch anything in the turbo or anything like that. So I would love to put like a NACA duct right here, just because I think it would look cooler and I know that it would perform better, but I can't really find a 5-inch one. So if you guys know of a 5-inch NACA duct that I can put on here, send me a message on Facebook, Instagram. An email would be most ideal, because I cannot find one for the life of me. All right, guys, well, mail just came. I got this here poster. I got another monster clutch. I'll explain that in a second. All right, there we go. Look at that. Got ourselves a OSHA and a bunch of other stuff, bunch of laws and all kinds of stuff. It's got minimum wage on here. Man, real business. You're probably thinking to yourself, wait, which car of his needs a new clutch? It's that one right behind me. Yes, it has a clutch in it. After going back and forth with the team over at Monster Clutches, I just came to the realization that I did not have the most ideal clutch for my setup. Frankly, it won't work in my setup. So originally that clutch was for the V1, which has a T56, but apparently with the bell housing and the different trans that I'm using now, it wouldn't have worked. The spacing was all off, and like I figured out in the math that I was doing, the spacing was just wrong. So we got to talking and we decided on a different clutch altogether for the car. This one is actually a more drift ready clutch, a lot more of a stock feel. Doesn't need to be rated for 1400, 1500 horsepower like that one is. So yeah, I just decided, let's just do a whole different clutch. The guys over at Monster Clutches were very willing to answer all my questions and help me get set up with what we think is gonna be the perfect clutch for this combo. There it is. That thing even looks cooler. It's even got like Monster on it. This is there you go. It's the F-body clutch. It's got all the right stuff. Different everything. Old clutch is out. I don't really want to call it the old clutch because it's brand new, but I'm sure I'll use it in the next high horsepower stick shift car I build. I'm sure that'll be like, you know, really soon or something. But that was clearly my mistake. I should not have even thought to use it. I was trying to save money by not buying another clutch. Here I am, double the labor, still bought another clutch. This one should be a lot more streetable. You can see I got bit by the flywheel. Just trying to hit it off and it fell on my hand. Doesn't hurt, it just looks like I got attacked by a wild millie or something. All right, time to get this thing apart and put it in. And then we can measure, put the transmission in, measure for the drive shaft, all that hoopla, and be on our way. 240 is coming along, slowly but surely. The transmission is ready to go in. I have the transmission cross member right here, the mount right here, This is gonna be quite a job to do on my back by myself. I knew it was gonna be a fight. Still working at it, trying to get that thing 100% in. I am fighting with it though. So, man, yeah, I know you're not supposed to use the bolts to get the transmission in, but I really kind of had to. There's not really much of another choice when you're doing it by yourself on the ground, but that's part of this. That's part of the fun of it. So, transmission will be in shortly. Just taking a 5, having some water, stretch a little bit maybe, because it is taking a lot out of me. So I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Well, that will do it for this video. I am freaking beat up right now. Getting that transmission in really took some out of me. So I'm gonna call it there. Got a good amount accomplished on the 240 today. But guys, that'll do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Keep it saucy.